Lucy is showing off her new bench in the yard. Oh, well, she was going to show it off. She's like, nope, we got to go for catnip first. Can't show off the bench yet. Pardon me for wobbling around and holding an iced coffee from Starbucks. I'm trying to open the gate for Lucy, and she's in. Don't let go of the leash fast enough. Anyway, a big thank you to Sylvia for my new bench over here. The old one, when I took it apart, which is now on the burn heap, it was so rotten it just fell apart when I lifted it off the ground. So nice to have a bench to sit on again. My red clematis is starting to bloom. Hard to see it from this angle. It's filling in a little bit more this year up the trellis, so hopefully it'll eventually go over the top. And the daisies are in full bloom. But here's the beauty in the garden. Right, Lucy? There's so many buds on this white clematis. It just keeps getting bushier and bushier each year. Lucy's got her little bow on here. Looking pretty. She loves it when the daisies are in bloom. It's like trudging through the jungles. Just a sea of daisies. My peonies in the front yard are getting ready to bloom. My lawn care guy is no longer servicing my area, so I had to buy a lawnmower for the first time in forever. So I am mowing now. I bought a rechargeable one, which I'm sharing with a neighbor who used the same lawn care guy. We decided we wanted a rechargeable one because we don't like hauling gas in our cars. And it's windy today, but warmer. My ostrich fern is waist high. We'll close Lucy up in the garden for a minute. Set my iced coffee down. Hello, Lucy. Just spectacular. My poppies didn't bloom this year. I think they got frozen out. And my hostas back here, this one looks okay, but these look rather small and puny this year. And this is some catnip that came up in a weird place. Birds must have spread the seeds. Picking some for Lucy while I'm over here. Solomon seal. Hydrangea coming up. My friend I'm sharing the lawnmower with is going to get us a rechargeable um, weed eater, so we can weed eat also. It's like, where'd Lucy go? She's back on the other side of the labyrinth. Coneflowers are coming up very thick and bushy this year, and the bee balm, and the weeds, or coneflowers. The hibiscus is just starting to get some leaves on it. There's a couple in here. And this hydrangea grew a lot more. My Solomon seal back here spread immensely. That's what this white variegated leaf thing is. It gets little dainty white flowers. Had them earlier, a couple of weeks ago, that hang underneath. Weeds everywhere. I'm gonna have to build a little brick platform or something to set my bench on, because the old bench had sunk in the ground. So far the bench sat too low. This one's sitting a little too high, but I want to build it out so it doesn't get the weeds under it. Build out a little like brick patio kind of thing. And this shrub is blooming. I'm going to have to pull all these ostrich ferns out of the raised bed here. There's a hydrangea down in there that's getting choked up. You can see the chives are blooming. We bought some tomato plants, so we're going to try and get them planted tomorrow. We, meaning me and Lucy. It's just a sea of daisies. Everything's blooming a little earlier this year. But I do have a few plants I've lost. Tulips, the chipmunks and squirrels dug up and ate the bulbs. And some others that got frozen out. Like Artemisia's starting to come up, the light green here, but it's growing a little slower this year. So that's the garden for today, the Lucy walk. She kept wanting to come outside and help me build the bench. I was like, no, you stay inside while I'm building. I tried putting her little bow on the front of her harness, and she didn't like it when she bent her head down. It got in the way a little bit, so I had to put it on the back. She doesn't mind it there at all, because she's used to wearing her harness. Everybody asks me how I got her harness trained. I put it on her, let her walk around the house for about an hour or two in it before I tried bringing her out on the leash. have kind of taught her, as I tug the leash a little bit, come this way, which she does reluctantly because she likes to lead. But she took to it naturally. I've never had another cat that I could walk like this outside. Because she walks outside, I have to give her flea treatments, so there's that negative side of walking a cat outside. She doesn't come outside as much as she used to. She likes being an indoor cat. She comes out once or twice a week, maybe, just to check on the catnip. As long as I bring catnip in, she's okay with staying inside. Well, we hope everyone is having a lovely day, and we will see you when something else starts blooming in the garden, or I get it weeded better.